The next one is the safety vault. The safety vault runs in a straight line. It's no longer at an angle. So what I would like to do is I'm going to come in, and I'm already moving by B. So here my strides are very important in terms of approaching the box right. So I'm going to keep my strides the same. So you'll see here that my right foot's the foot that's going to be closest to the box. Okay?
Yes.
So if my right foot's going to be the closest to the box, I want to take my right foot and I want to step it further to the right hand corner. So I want to rather go into that corner, and I want to reach with my right hand to that corner. So it's right foot, right hand, right corner. If I had come in with my strides, and my strides being all the same, and I'm going to be there with my left foot first. So it's going to be, here is going to be my left foot is my next foot to stride. I'm not going to go right, I'm going to go left. So it's left foot, left corner, left hand. So I'm going to come here. That automatically leaves you with all your weight on your one foot. My other foot is free. So I'm going to put some weight on the box, not on the edge of the box, middle or further. And I'm going to put my right foot on the box. I don't want to use this because this is a very teeny tiny space. I want to use the entirety of the box because it's there. So I'm going to do that. That forms a triangle. I'm going to press up with my shoulder. I'm going to step on my knee, and I'm going to jump with my bottom foot to get up. And then this leg steps through, and I move to B. Okay, so very slowly, I want you to make it work in your mind first. So come in and first see which is going to be your stride. Okay, so that one goes to a little bit to the right. So step one back. So that you want to stride slightly to the right. There we go. Lean forward, and then you want to climb on the box with your left foot. And then there's jumping and climbing through and going through. That was beautiful. I call that first C's. That was just for you to get the motion. So I'm not going to be perturbed about the wobble you did and everything else that happened. I just want you to get a feel for the move. Okay, go do that once more for me.
No.
Yes, yes. Perfect. So usually here I can see that you're putting a whole lot of weight on your right hand, which is correct. So now I'm going to ask you, how does a tank turn? The big thing with the gun. The gun on top just rotates. But how does the physical little car underneath turn? Because it doesn't have a steering wheel. Okay, so the one side goes faster than the other side goes.
Yeah, doesn't this wheel like slow, like stop nearly, and then this one like does that?
Yes, and because of that there's turning happening. So that's exactly how it happens. So the one wheel goes slower and the other one goes faster, and then you have a turn motion. So the same thing will happen when I come in to do this vault. I'm going to come in, and if I leave my hand on the box here, I'm turning that way.
Oh, okay.
But I want to go straight through. So if B was there, that would have been brilliant, but it's not. So I want to come in when I do the vault. I'm doing exactly what I tell people not to do. I want to go through, so I'm going to press off here. So I'm going to come in, reach over, and I'm going to press off so that my chest comes this side, so that I'm focusing on.
Like
feel there's more control in that because you're using your shoulder. Also, very often people try to jump off with both feet, so they come in and they do that.
But then that turns the direction.
It turns your direction and it stops your momentum. It stops your forward moving motion, which is what we don't want, because we want to go there and move forward. So that's why we will always try to step through the box. So as I come over the box, I step through it and then continue walking. So there's a split step on this side, which you're doing perfectly. Beautiful. Okay, now I want you to bring in a little bit more speed. So you've got it, it's there. So now I want you to bring in a little bit of a jump, and go through your motion.
Okay, now we're getting risky. Now we're getting very risky.
Nothing big.
So.
Beautiful.
Yay.
That's a safety vault. Why is it a safety vault? What makes this safe? What makes it more safe than the vault that you did before? Or less safe than the vault that you did before?
okay, this is me being mathematical, but because we're in a triangle form, I feel more stable because I've got a
Yes.
hand and this, but then this arm's also, my other loose arm is, it feels like I'm balancing more, where with the lazy vault, I'm literally only using one hand to balance, and like, I
That's
feel
very true.
topsy-turvy.
That's very true. What I define as safety is, this is a stable box. You had no worries that this thing was going to collapse underneath you because I put it there and you kind of had some faith that vaguely I might know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay. However, in parkour, we don't always have that. So the idea is, if this was a pile of loose bricks that were just stacked, okay, and the previous vault we did was the lazy vault. So the lazy vault. I would chuck over and then I'd be pressing away. So if this was a pile of bricks and I press away, the bricks would go that way and I would be sitting on my bum. So it's not a wrong vault. That's a safety movement so that we can determine what's on the other side. It has a different purpose.
Yeah.
This kind of safety is because it comes from the top. That's why there's this little jump here. The jump is, if the pile was loose and I jump on, I wouldn't chuck it over.
Yeah.
You'll also see that my bottom foot could anchor me. So if I'm coming in and I don't like what I'm seeing, I can always anchor myself here instead of fall. So I'll still end up doing a down motion, but it will anchor me.
Yeah.
So if it's a big ledge on the other side and I come in with more speed and I realize that and some things aren't lacquer, then I can anchor myself and not at least go rolling down.
Yeah.
So that's the two reasons why the safety vault is really good to use. Another reason why we prefer the safety, and this is something that I challenge students often with, is when you don't know what's on the other side. If I take a pole or an obstacle and I put it here, the safety vault allows me to actually decide as I'm coming off of the box where I want to push my foot or put my foot down, whether I need to jump, whether I need to make it shorter. So I have time to decide where I need to go for safety reasons. So those are my 3 reasons for now as to why this is called the safety vault. One more, please.
Let's give another reason. Okay.
No, one more vault.
Oh, thank goodness. What are you talking about?
Beautiful. Andrew's going in for his safety. Nice. Yes. You can just continue to go. You hesitated slightly before the box because you were thinking of your feet, but everything was automatically there. Okay, so how I know that my safety is correct is when I place my hand and my foot on the box at the same time. So there has to become a jump. The reason for that is because I'm moving in an A to B straight line currently, there's no angle to it. I want to land on the box at the same time and move off the box at the same time. So it's a tap-tap motion. So Andrew's going to do it wrong. Tap, tap. So you actually saw, please put your hand on first though. Because people lean first and they first try to dive into the box and then comes their feet. Yeah. So it would be tap, tap.
So you want like a full on?
Once off, yes. And that means that I have to jump from on top. So I have to come into the box, get my striding, jump up to land on top of the box so that I can almost step down. Very close, very close. Remember to press off that shoulder so that your head comes up, your chest moves, and you don't feel like you're going to fall over. That was good. So that was still, he's making use of the entire box, not just because he's going faster, doesn't mean that he shortens it up. And we're looking for the one tap, so it's 1 tap instead of the 2. That was very nice. And then from that, it's how you come out of the box. Are you falling off of the box? Are you hard on the ground? Or are you basically just stepping down and being able to move forward without being hard on the floor? Which you do coincidentally right too. Nice. Still press out with your shoulder, but that's beautiful. Last one, Andrew. Okay, again, close your fingers as you put it on the box. That's just etiquette. Let's call it etiquette. You can. Good. So you've got your motion down. I like it.